What's going on? It's Chris here. Wanted to bring you guys a little update. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin today. We're going to do some of the altcoins, different things like that, show you what I'm looking at, different areas that I'm either looking to short or potentially go long on. So I'm just going to give you guys just a brief little update on that. If you could like, subscribe, all that, guys, I really appreciate it. So first, what we're looking at here, guys, obviously everything's controlled by Bitcoin. We're sitting around that $4,000 mark. But guys, I'm still not convinced here that this is the actual bottom. And the reasoning for that is just due to the simple fact we're not getting great follow through today. So we had a decent little like spinning top candle here. We want to see it kind of closes either, you know, a doji or a hammer or something like that. But this is a good candle. We had a nice close here. It was on good volume, but we're not seeing that continued follow through today. We would have wanted to see a green candle that looks like this one, this red one here on the other side, guys, moving back up. You want to see that V-shaped recovery on good volume, and so far right now we're not having that. So really pay attention to that, guys, and you can see when we broke down out of this descending triangle how far and how fast that you can fall, guys. So these were support areas that I had around that 47. We fell through it. We fell through around that 42, and then we found a temporary bottom here around that 36.50 when people did buy that up. Now on the RSI, I do like the simple fact that we are uptrending slightly. You can see if we put that on there, guys. So that's going to be the trend line that you want to pay attention to, because traditionally, guys, and I've really been watching this even on the hour, the 4 hour, when you have these RSIs like this, guys, and you put a trend line on it, when they either find support off there, typically they'll move back up, or if we break down through this RSI line right here, then traditionally you're going to have that fall, and that was continuous, guys. You can even see it in the RSI up here. So, and these are things I want to bring to you guys just so you can pay attention to all this stuff. All right, so take a look at this and what happened when it broke. So even on the RSI, here's our descending triangle. And remember, 70% of the time, descending triangles, they're going to break to the downside. So guys, we can just even draw a little something like that. All right, on the RSI, correlates with what happened up here, and as soon as you get that break, guys, we had that fall down. So the RSI went from 30 all the way down to almost 6 or 7 at that point. So that's why it's so important to pay attention to these trend lines when they break like that, either to the upside or to the downside. Okay, guys, and then here's the next support that I'm looking at right around here is what we're going to be paying attention to. All right, so next one, let's go to ETH. Look at it on Kraken here. So we did have some good volume come in, guys, which I did like to see. Obviously, RSI levels got so overextended to the downside, and that's what you have to remember, guys, just like when they got overextended up here to the upside. And you see on the RSI, do you see this triple top? When you see those triple tops, you're going to have a sell-off. And that's exactly what happened. So the RSI went from 88 all the way down to 19, guys. And that's how fast it happens. All right, and remember, you're still going to have these reactions. So even when you have big falls like this, you have a reaction. A lot of the times you'll have that reaction back to the 0.618 level, and that's crucial for you there. And let's just even check this one here, see where it went to, because if you guys can pick up on some of these things. All right, so this, guys, when we had this retracement here, we came back up to the 382, which is another common level, before getting pushed back down. We didn't make it back up to the 0.618. All right, so kind of look at those levels, the 382, the 50, and then the 0.618. They're going to be really important to pay attention to. But guys, the thing with Ethereum, there's not a ton of support here, and it looks even worse on the log scale if you guys take a look at that. But guys, support levels I would put at roughly that 100. We're going to have that round psychological number. And if you go into the log scale here, I want you to see this just so you can be aware of it. Do you see what I'm talking about, how there's not a ton of support where we're at, guys? I mean, you have these little bumps here. You'll have a little bump here. But even think how low that is. If we went from here all the way down to that 55 support right there, I mean, there's massive, massive amounts of percentage that you can make off that, guys. And take a look. This volume here that we had with this sell-off, this is the highest volume that we had. It's even higher than we were making this run up. Do you see that? And what's crazy here, guys, you can almost kind of count it here. If you do the Elliott Wave, which, like I said, I like to add that into other things with the MACD, the RSI candles, all that type of stuff. But you can almost see how we had this one wave. We came back for our 2. We pushed up for our 3. Came back down. We kind of had our 4. And now we're kind of having that A, B, C correction, and we'll see if we start to move back up after that, guys. But we're just going to have to pay attention to it. Just be careful here with ETH because there's not a ton of support, guys. You're going to have major support here. You're going to have some support here around that 63. But I mean, this volume that came in, even look at the volume moving average down here, just climbed really, really hard. So we'll get back off the log scale, guys, and just remember these things. Really look at those RSI levels, because RSI can tell you so much, guys, about the oversold. I mean, look how low we are right now, guys, and that's why you did see some buying come back in, just due to the fact that we were so low. Just like up here when we're so high, people are going to take profits. Down here, people are going to buy. All right, we're at 20 on the RSI right now on the daily. That is very oversold, guys. And remember, whenever you see these huge spikes, you got to take your profits, guys. It's one thing we learned. So let's go to Litecoin quick. Guys, I got a doctor's appointment here soon, so I really got to just go through this quick. I apologize. But same deal here, guys. RSI got overextended to the upside around 93, and now look how low we are on the downside. We got to 15. We're at 25 right now, so we're not as oversold as we have been. Okay, moving average is still just pushing us down. We got to keep an eye on these guys. They're like that raging river, right? We had good volume come in down to the downside here. So let's take a quick look at targets. And guys, what you're going to want to see is us come back up to this 20 moving average right here before we potentially maybe get pushed back down a little bit more. But I would say supports that we're looking at, not including the Fibonacci. So guys, we already broke that one. I would say right there would be pretty good support. You would think that we would have some pretty good support off that. Look at these big holes in volume too, guys. Whenever you have a huge spike up like that and then you see a hole in the volume, that's another time to take your profit. You can see that huge drop there. And then we had just this bear market taking place, and now we're starting to finally have some volume come back in, which it was to the downside though, guys. So keep that in mind. Now let's take a look at these candles. But guys, traditionally we'll always come back up to this 20 moving average. So that's why a lot of guys will play reactions. You see the volume that came in there? So same deal kind of as Bitcoin here, guys. We have this like harami pattern that formed here. So here's your mother body. Here's the baby body that's inside, but we're not getting the follow through. We want higher volume, so we need another day like this to take place and to have that V-shaped recovery. All right, so on the RSI, we are moving up a little bit. Same deal. Put your trend line on it. Wait for the trend line to break. If it's going to go to the downside or if it's going to bounce off here to the upside. Remember, guys, play RSI. Really look at even resistances right here. You're going to have a resistance here. You're going to have a resistance here. Those are the type of things you want to look at. But it's important to pay attention to like this harami pattern here, and then it's almost like a bullish piercing pattern as well with this wick, how it went lower here, guys, but we got bought back up. And now you're kind of looking at almost like, which we're going to have to wait till the day closes, which there's a lot of time left here, guys. I mean, it doesn't close till 8 o'clock at night, but you're almost looking at like a little inverted hammer right there, or a gravestone doji. So keep that stuff in mind, guys. That's what we're looking at right there. Let's move to XRP quick. Take a look if there's any opportunities. Remember, I was talking about that 36-cent range, guys, for XRP, and we actually ended up hitting it. And that was that support, and look what happened. We got that nice doji hammer here, or I'm sorry, nice doji candle here on support, and that's what you want to see. You want to see these things form on support. Same deal, we got to look for follow through. Remember, moving averages are up overhead, but if we don't, guys, defend this 36, we very easily could come down here to 25. So we're going to see if guys are opening shorts here to push down since there's not a lot of support, or if we're going to run back up and we're going to test this overhead resistance around 50 cents right there. Okay, then we're going to have this overhead support or resistance right there. And these are the things you guys have to pay attention to. And you see this basically death cross that we had here. We had the 20 cross over the 50. So that entails we're going to be getting pushed back down, guys. The RSI is looking ugly here. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Do you see the RSI is still going down right here, guys? And it's actually lower than the support that we had there around 35, but we're at 32. So we're going to keep an eye on this. Ripple, there may be a play here, guys. Their potential, since we're sitting on this support here, potential move to the upside to 50, or we have a potential move to the downside here at around 25. So we'll put support there. Remember, guys, really pay attention to your support and resistance, and look for those like candles like this doji candle here forming on support. That's exactly what you want to see on volume, but we're not seeing follow through yet. Okay, pay attention to those things. Volume is crucial. Next one, let's do Digibyte. That's not a good chart, guys. Let me know what you guys been doing. Have you been buying, selling, shorting? Alright, there we go. Okay, guys, Digibyte, same deal. All overhead resistance. See that right there. Take a look at your moving averages here, guys. Same deal. Kind of that spinning top, harami, right down in there. You can see the RSI is low 21, but we are gaining a little bit of strength here. Same deal like with all the other ones, guys, that we want to pay attention to. And you have to flip your thinking in reverse, guys. So right now, this is the equivalent of if we were going up and the RSI is at 79. Are a lot of guys going to be buying in at 79? Well, they could, because, you know, in crypto, it could run up to 95. Just like it can get overextended on the RSI down to 5, 6, 7. But, you know, if you're looking for some Digibyte, guys, continue to be patient, because we very well could come down here to this rounded bottom. Let's put that in. And this is kind of like a buy area that I'm going to be looking at, guys. Right there, that 0.0007 cent mark right there. Because last time we did get this low, you can see we had a nice rounded bottom here. It was almost like a cup and handle right there. Then we had our handle, and then we exploded up. And you see the increase in volume? That's what we want to pay attention to as well. When this candle hit right here, that's when guys really went in hard. So we're just seeing that to the downside, guys. And with Digibyte, there's tons of room to run too if we can get over this top here. Do you see this double top? So guys, say we start coming back here, this is going to be a big point of resistance at 2 cents. You're going to have that wick at 3. You're going to have 3.5 cents, and then these double tops here, guys. If we can get over 5 cents, we will run so hard and so fast, because we fell so hard and so fast from the top. And there's not a lot of overhead resistance built. I mean, you maybe have a little bit right here around 7, but there's still huge percentage gains that can take place. And with Digi being at 21 on the RSI here, see if I don't think we've ever even been that overextended, guys. Right here in the very beginning. But these are market cycles, guys. Just take a look. And there's going to be another one. So this one right here, we came all the way back down, retraced 7.86%. Then we had this huge blow off top here, guys. Right? And then look how hard we crashed. Came back up. Right there. Couldn't get past it. Came back down. Tried again. There's that classic M. We broke it, and now we're just falling. So, you know, if you've been into Digibyte and stuff, guys, even at 1.1 cent right now, that's a good spot to be able to buy some of these at. But I would continue to wait just a little bit longer and see if you can get a better deal on it. That's just my opinion. But let's see, what other one would people want? Maybe Stellar. Let's do XLM quick. And if you guys like what we're doing here, please give us a like and subscribe and all that. Really helps us out. Still fighting with YouTube over monetization, all that. I don't know what I got to do for these people, but so all the likes and subscribes really help us, guys. I appreciate it. So guys, really overextended here, 26. So we're as low as we've ever been on the RSI. We've tied that horizontal line right there, guys. So there's going to be some people taking a look at this right now. We had good volume come in yesterday, right there. And then here was a hammer candle, but we're not getting great follow through today. We did have an increase in volume, but you see it to the downside here, guys. And it's almost working in waves. You can kind of see it's almost like a 1 wave, 2, and then we're having our 3. We may have a 4, and then another fall there. So that's just a potential. That's what you want to look at. But overhead resistance, guys, we're going to have that 20 right up here around, so we could potentially get to 21 cents. We're at 14 cents right now, guys. That's crazy for Stellar. Right there at 27. Then we had our tweezer tops. Always look for those tweezer tops, guys. You're going to have sell pressure after that. And same deal, guys. And this is where that Elliott Wave does pay off, and you can see it and you can spot it here. Okay? So take a look at this. 1 wave. Here's our perfect 2. We had our big 3 here. We had our 4. Then we had our 5 tweezer tops right there, and then we had our sell-off. And there was a cycle right there. And that's how it happens. So you can have those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, the downside. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you'll have your ABC correction, and this is going in the uptrend. Then you'll go back to your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how it works, guys. So putting in a lot of work, studying all that type of stuff. That's just the basics. But I want to get into some deeper stuff, guys. And eventually here I am going to be offering like a course, something for you guys that I really think is going to be beneficial to you. So, you know, I've learned a lot here in the past year, guys. I've put in a lot of time with my education, all that different type of stuff, and I want to be able to take a few different people under, you know, my wing and teach them some things that I've really learned and get in depth with them, people who really want to learn and all that. So we'll be talking about that later. But I think it's something, guys, that could really help save you guys a lot of money just from the things that I've learned myself and the education that I've put in. So we're going to be talking about that, guys, but may take a few different people under my wing, that type of stuff. But we'll talk about that later. That's down the road. So if you guys could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. And we just got to be patient, guys. We got to pick our spots. And remember, we don't want to be catching knives, anything like that. So we want to see some good support, want to see some good volume come in. We're going to make stuff happen. But I'm going to continue to work for you the best that I can. God bless each and every one of you, and take care.